Let me start with a story. To friends, Amy and Ben, both 25 years old. Amy starts investing $100 per month in an index fund. Ben says, I will start later when I make more money. Fast forward 10 years. Amy is 35. She has been investing for 10 years. Ben finally starts investing. He also puts in $100 per month. They both invest until age 65. Same monthly amount. Same investment returns of 8% per year. Who ends up with more money? Amy invested for 40 years total. Ben invested for 30 years. Amy put in $48,000 total. Ben put in $36,000 total. At age 65, Amy has $349,101. Ben has $149,036. Amy has over $100. Zero more even though she only invested $12,000 more. That extra 10 years made a massive difference. That is the power of compound interest. Let me show you with clay blocks how compound interest actually works. Year 1 you invest $100. At 8% return you earn $8 in interest. You now have $108. Year 2 you add another $100. Now you have $208. But you do not earn 8% on just the new $100. You earn 8% on the entire $208. That is $16.64 in interest. You now have $224.64. Year 3 you add another $100. You have $324.64. You earn 8% on all of it. That is $25.97 in interest. You now have $350.61. See what is happening? Your interest is earning interest. That is compounding. The longer you let it compound, the more explosive the growth becomes. In the early years it feels slow. You are adding $100 per month and it barely moves. But after 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, the growth becomes exponential. Let me show you the math with clay towers. Year 1 your tower is 1 block tall. Year 5 your tower is 7 blocks tall. Year 10 your tower is 18 blocks tall. Year 20 your tower is 59 blocks tall. Year 30 your tower is 150 blocks tall. Year 40 your tower is 349 blocks tall. The tower grows slowly at first, then explodes upward. That is compound interest visualized. Here is the exact math. If you invest $100 per month for 40 years at 8% annual return, you end up with $349,101. If you invest $200 per month for 40 years, you end up with $698,101. If you invest $500 per month for 40 years, you end up with $1,745,503. Over $1.7 million from just $500 per month. That is the $1 million secret. Consistent investing plus time plus compound interest equals wealth. Now let me show you what happens if you wait to start. But here is the problem. Most people wait. They say, I will invest when I make more money. I will invest when I pay off my debt. I will invest when I feel more secure. And they wait and wait and wait. Then they wake up at 45 and realize they have nothing saved. Do not be that person. Start now, even if it is just $50 per month. Even if it is just $25 per month. Something is better than nothing. Let me tell you about Jessica. Jessica started investing at 23. She was making $35,000 per year. She could barely afford rent, but she committed to investing $75 per month. Just $75. She automated it so it came out of her paycheck before she saw it. She forgot about it. 20 years later, at age 43, she checked her account. She had $44,000. She was shocked. She had invested $18,000 total. Her money had more than doubled, and she still had 22 years until retirement. If she kept going, she would have over $100,000 by 65. All from $75 per month. Now let me tell you about David. David waited. He said, I will start investing when I get a raise. He got the raise at 30. Then he said, I will start after I buy a car. He bought the car at 32. Then he said, I will start after my wedding. He got married at 35. Then he said, I will start after we buy a house. They bought a house at 38. He finally started investing at 40. He put in $200 per month. By 65, he had $148,000. Not bad. But if he had started at 25 with just $100 per month, he would have had $349,000. He lost $200,000 by waiting 15 years. So, where should you invest? The best place for most people is a Roth IRA. You invest after tax money. It grows tax-free. You withdraw it tax-free in retirement. In 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year. That is $583 per month. If you cannot afford that, start with whatever you can. $100 per month, $50 per month, $25 per month. Just start. Open a Roth IRA with Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab. All three are great. Once you open the account, invest in a low-cost index fund. I recommend a total stock market index fund like FZOX at Fidelity, VTSAX at Vanguard, or SWTSX at Schwab. These funds own thousands of companies. You get instant diversification, low fees, and historically they return 8% to 10% per year on average. Set up automatic monthly contributions. This is critical. Automate it so you do not have to think about it. The money comes out of your checking account on the 1st of every month and goes straight into your Roth IRA. You never see it, you never miss it, and your wealth grows on autopilot. Here is what happens over time. Year 1, you barely notice the money missing. Year 5, you check your account and you have $7,000. You feel motivated. Year 10, you have $18,000. You realize this is working. Year 20, you have $59,000. You feel wealthy. Year 30, you have $150,000. You feel secure. Year 40, you have $349,000. You retire comfortably. That is the compound interest journey. 3 action steps you can take today. Step 1. Open a Roth IRA. This week, go to Fidelity, Vanguard, or Charles Schwab. It takes 10 minutes. You need your social security number, bank account info, and employment info. Open the account. Fund it with your first contribution. Step 2. Choose your investment. Pick a total stock market index fund. SROX at Fidelity, VTSAX at Vanguard, SWTSX at Schwab. Invest your entire contribution into that fund. Do not overthink it. Do not try to pick individual stocks. Just buy the index fund. Step 3. Set up automatic monthly contributions. Decide how much you can invest every month. $100, $200, $500. Whatever fits your budget. Set it to auto-transfer on the 1st of every month. Then forget about it. Let compound interest do the work. Here is what changes when you start investing early. You retire with hundreds of thousands of dollars. You have financial security. You do not stress about money in your 60s. You can travel, help your kids, live comfortably. You have options. And it all started with $100 per month at age 25. Compound interest is not magic. It is math. But the results feel magical. Small, consistent contributions over decades create life-changing wealth. The key is starting now. Not next year. Not when you make more money. Now. Even if it is just $25 per month. Start today. Subscribe for more investing and wealth-building strategies. Comment how much you are investing per month or your investment goal.